about every 7 to 10 days to use the restroom. We can tell with our baby one. We don't really notice it so much with him because he's so full size, but with the baby one, you can watch her belly just grow. She looks like a little pear by then.
When I heard it's like a third of their body weight or something.
It is,
like
yes,
it's a lot.
yeah. So when we weigh, we don't get to weigh him as often. He's a little trickier. We have to make him get on a branch. But the little one, it's a good 2.5, 3 pound difference
Wow.
when they use the restroom and so they strategically pick a spot when they're hunting to find a spot to use the restroom because they wanted to make sure it's safe for them. When they come down to the restrooms when they're the most vulnerable. And that's when most attacks happen.
Oh, that's my finger. That's
You
not.
eat food, not fingers.
So close.
So as you can see his teeth, he has those 4 sharp canines. And they are
have
sharp.
any other teeth?
He has little bitty ones in the back.
Molars.
But those teeth strategically rub up against each other every time that he opens and closes his mouth to keep them sharp.
They do look
So he doesn't have plaque or tartar on them. That's just discoloration. Obviously, we don't have dental hygiene for them.
No one's brushing
That
their
would be
teeth.
near impossible, wouldn't it, buddy? We can give you some, those what, dog dental sticks?
The greenies.
Yeah, which my dog doesn't like anyway.
If I give someone my phone,
Oh, absolutely, we can take all the pictures you would like. For sure. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So you can just go feed him that.
Hi. Says the bowl moved.
Yeah, he's like, where did it go? You gonna be curious about her glasses? She's still got a few more, buddy. Look at that, she does.
I know I read their vision's not great, but I can't get over how small
Correct.
their pupils really
Yes,
are.
they
Like,
do not have really vision at all because they're missing the C cell in their eyes. Hi, buddy. And so therefore, by the time something gets close enough for them to be able to know, it's too late for them. And so that's why they like to stay very high in the treetops.
one more.
They like to stay isolated to themselves, not worried about anything else around them. They try to stay still and quiet for sure. He moves very stealthily. Like when he comes out, you don't even hear him going from branch to branch or anything like that. So therefore his sense of smell and his hearing is tenfold because you went to cell phone, no cell phone.
Says, I see
You can't
something
use a cell
shiny.
phone. You don't know how to use a cell phone. You gonna dial a friend? You gonna do phone a friend? So he has 21 sets of ribs. Which means 42 total. So that's why to me, I call him an accordion. That's
a
why
lot of
he's able
ribs.
to, and his vertebrae, able to bend and fold up like he does. He sits with the small of his back, like right here in a Y of a tree, and he'll put his head between his legs. He just balls up in a big ball. Even in his hammock, he balls up like that. But it is for sure that he's gonna hang on with at least one limb at all times. At all times, he's gonna hang on. That's their safety. So when we have tried to transport him, we'll grab him like behind the neck and on his bottom, but then his arms and legs are just going crazy trying to reach out for something.
Yeah.
And we don't wanna have to, one, stress them or make them move any more than they have to, because it expends all their energy. That's why we keep it so warm. If he gets too cold, then his metabolism just shuts down. And it's already slow enough. So they sleep 85% of the day, and they stay upside down for a majority of it. Climbing up, walking across. I've never seen him walk across the floor here. He's not had a reason to. He does come down the tree, sits to go to the restroom, but then he goes right back up, and then he's upside down again.
The females sleep hanging upside down like
he can
that?
sleep just like that all day. Don't even need support on his back.
His eyes are closed.
He can just stay there like that. He can hang by one limb and hold all his body weight. He is 3 times stronger than the average man
Wow.
as far as pulling, but when it comes to pushing, he doesn't have the strength to push away. He doesn't have that ability. But he is super strong. His nails go all the way through to where, about the, I know, I'm not gonna try to stress you out here. Up to about the joint right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's connected into the
So their
bone.
nails don't get clipped or anything? Like
You
that.
can, when they're young, you can file them down if they get a really sharp point, but because of the way he goes on trees, it
Wears
just helps
them
to
down
keep them
enough.
down, yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, you're not gonna hold our hand long enough to get your nails done, are you, buddy?
You're so pretty.
And the two-toed sloths have the ability to twist their bodies further than the three-toed sloths because they have extra vertebrae. Therefore, like his feet can be facing one way and he can twist his body and be his head shaped or in the other direction.
Is he pretty curious about stuff?
Somewhat, it depends. Sometimes he's super curious. He'll come in and like get real close to my hair or he'll kiss me on the cheek or something like that. Just depends. He's pretty familiar with the normal sounds, so if there's anything different happening, he tends to want to go up. So he'll try to get as high on that little branch out there as he can, or he'll go over into that corner and hang out. You doing your pull-ups, buddy? So these guys have their ability, they are isolated animals. So when they're in the treetops, they're by themselves. Now, if there's others within the area, they don't really know it. They kind of are very routine animals. If they're looking for food and stuff, obviously, they're gonna go around and move around, but they just try to stay as high in the treetops as they can. So
Hang
therefore,
out in groups, right?
they are not social animals other than during mating time, and that's it. And then the females, they are on their own, give birth, they hang out, actually are upside down when they give birth. It's really neat.
Sounds
To
neat.
us, gravity doesn't seem logic here, but it is on everything he has. So they give birth, and then as the mother, it's about up to 2 weeks that they'll nurse, but after that, they eat foliage from then out. They can eat regular food.
Do the babies stay with them for very long?
They do stay with them for a little bit, but it's not as long as it's
Some
not
other
forever.
animals, yeah. Kick them out.
Yeah,
Send
they're
them off
pretty
on their-
independent animals. But the babies will they'll hang on to mom. They'll latch around and hug around on the backs. And so he does most of his moving and his alertness at nighttime, so does our baby Zoe. Instinctively, it's quieter and safer at nighttime. They can hear obviously better because there's no other distractions or noises going on. But there are cases where they fall out of trees, which to them is obviously super dangerous. But they are able to fall up to 100 feet and be okay.
All those extra ribs and everything.
Yeah.
Keeps them fancy.
Keeps them pretty limber, I guess. And if they did try to get away or had to get away and they had to go in water, they're much better swimmers than they are walkers. So crawling along, they're really slow trying to figure out their bearings, especially if they're not familiar with it. But swimming, all four limbs go, so they can swim really well. And they can hold their breath for a really long time underwater.
Not something you'd expect from a tree.
Right, no.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a whole lot that he can defend himself with. His limbs, he's gonna reach, but I don't think he has control. His bite is what would do the most damage.
So pretty big teeth, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Has anyone here ever gotten bitten by him in an accident? That's good.
No, so we're really cautious and respectful for the animal, that we know that all animals can bite, so that we don't do anything to where there would be a chance of it. And he's never just been curious enough to just try to get to us. Now little Zoe is more curious, but she's also up on you, and sometimes she'll wanna, like, interested in your earrings or that kind of, or on your little cheek, but no, we try to be cautious of that, make sure that we don't encounter that at all. It would definitely be a trip to the hospital, a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
shots.
Oh, yeah. You probably don't see that very often.
Yeah, no.
I'm not sure what the protocol is for a sloth bite.
Yeah, I know, right? Antibiotic, quickly.
Are you sleeping? Hi. Is that okay? Is that okay? Do they all have brown eyes?
The three-toed sloths have really flat faces.
Yeah.
And what I call the raccoon, they have that.
They're the
big
slightly weirder.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got a bigger nose. Yeah. And of course their ears are hidden behind all the hair there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As he's getting older, we can tell that his hair is getting more blonde.
Because I've seen the videos of Zoe, she's pretty.
She's still pretty brown.
Pretty
Mhm.
brown.
And she's still real soft compared to him. He's not like horribly coarse, but compared to
It
the
feels
two,
like human. It feels
yeah,
like human.
it's Zoe's still real soft like a teddy bear.
What's his favorite thing food-wise?
Green beans. Green beans, and we discovered that, we try to do research from different areas to make sure we're giving them the right foods. But he's picky, just like, you wouldn't think so being an animal, but most of our animals are picky. Like, he's not a fan of romaine or kale or anything, he just likes spinach. We give him apples for the moisture and for the fiber, at evening, it's his favorite fruit, but he also likes bananas. But we try not to give him too much of the sugary fruits, and more of the vegetables that he likes. He's not a fan of carrots. He did for a little while, but then we introduced sweet potatoes, and he prefers the sweet potatoes over carrots.
So what would they eat in the wild then? Just
Mostly, like, they love hibiscus leaves. That's like a treat to them. It's one of their favorite treats. Leaves mostly, if they come across vegetation, they would eat. But, I mean, this guy eats boiled eggs. And, you know, you're not gonna find that in the wild.
so they're not. Are they?
They are
Can
not.
they be like omnivorous or
I
not really?
mean, no, I'd say no. More toward the herbivore. They just mostly like their greens. So I'm sure there's certain flowers that they eat, and different plants like that.
Will he go to sleep? Just
He will. If we quit talking or touching to him, he'll just lay there and sleep for the rest of the day.
that sounds nice.
So that's my life. I eat and then I sleep and then I eat in the evening. When it's warmer outside, he likes to go back and forth, so he does do a lot more moving when it's a lot warmer. He can go outside and hang out in the sun.
Yeah.
So, but for the most part, it's just like anybody else in the winter. You just hang out and sleep.
Less activity.
And then there's times if he feels really hungry, he'll come out in the middle of the day, and that's why you can see those marks on the door. He rubs his nose all over the door,
Slobbers all
trying to
over
let
it.
us know that he's wanting some more food. And if we're in here, we catch it. We'll feed him some extra.
So he's the one that has his Boku in there.
Yeah, he has Baku in the bottom of
in
his, yeah. So that was an adjustment, but it wasn't bad, was it, Flash?
I assume he's not that loud.
He's not
so-
too loud, just the rustling. I have noticed that Baku likes to sleep in the corner by where his tree is, that he likes to come down and use the restroom.
Oh, okay. So. Gotta be me.
Yeah, you're not going back in that door, buddy. You've got a lot today.
So you have a lot of visits today.
You and Zoe are the main show today.
Oh boy. Zoe wasn't in the cards this trip, maybe. I definitely wanted to see you. This is send me back to my room.
Yeah, he'd love it. Say no. And he would more than likely go straight up, get in his hammock and stay there. He really likes hanging out with his hammock. We have some guests up top, so when he hears the noises and stuff, sometimes he'll go higher up.
Hi. Is it a bald spot or is it just?
It's just where he lays. It's just the way the hair grows. You don't like her scratching your back?
I will do that.
You didn't like her touching your back?
No, thank you.
The most sensitive spot on a sloth is the palms of their hands. They don't like it messed with at all. I see you, sweet boy. You gonna come down and say hi?
So they have 3 toes on back feet though.
Mm-hmm. Yes, all sloths do. It's just the front toes determine whether. Oh, look at you stretching. Yeah, look at you stretching out there. Are you relaxing? And he'll hang on, like he can hang on to the little lip of that ledge up there above that door
Oh,
with just
wow.
one limb and move and control everything he's got. It's insane. His organs have sticky pads, like in his rib cages and stuff, to where everything stays put, no matter what direction he's
So
in.
there's no weird weight fluctuating.
There's not,
moving around the
not like
house.
if we stood on our head for a while. Yep, everything stays still. Yeah, no matter what position you're in, doesn't it? Is that wind blowing in you? You like that heat, buddy?
Much better than outside.
Yeah, it went crazy. Yesterday wasn't bad other than the wind, but this morning was cold.
So it feels like 11 now.
Yes, it's cold. My fingers could tell this morning when I was feeding. Yeah.
When do you guys start the feeding process with them in the morning with everybody?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Mhm. If you wanna turn and face that way, I'll get a picture of him behind you. You may be curious and see ya.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah, we do 9 o'clock. And then,
Not too super early for everybody.
no, not at all. Not too, all of us that work here, I mean, I could be, but we're not early birds. We don't, we like the idea of just getting it. We would really have a hard time if we went to a different job that actually started at like 6:30 to 7. That's okay.
That's what my husband did for most of his life, is wake up at 5 a.m. to get to work at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just like,
I did if it's what I had to do, but of course we work 9 to 6. Most people don't work till 6 o'clock in the evening either. You gonna go say hi to Kevin?
the whole phone's gone.
Say, I'm not camera shy, that's for sure. Phone back, you can take all you want. Are you enjoying your stay?
Oh, definitely.
That was a good surprise that she gave y'all.
Yes.
That was cool.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it.
That's nice. Is your son excited about the camel ride?
He's very excited.
Now that's, Grandma and him are coming, right?
Yes.
Now, is she gonna ride?
No.
Okay,
she's not.
gotcha.
She's just gonna do
Supervise?
the rest of the stuff. Yes.
Okay,
He's
that works.
not yet 13.
Oh, okay.
He's only 9. We've got a few years.
Still good,
We've
yeah.
got a few years. She's only 12, my daughter, so.
Oh, okay. She didn't wanna ride?
Now,
Anything?
she's fairly nervous
Okay.
in like with heights and like moving stuff.
Yeah.
Like, so the time she's like been on like a pony before, it's like a
Oh, my kids won't, my oldest did get on a horse once, but my youngest won't have anything to do with any of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
She's like, I think I can try it out. It literally says no, they will not allow nervous riders. You are
Yeah, it
absolutely
just-
a nervous rider.
Yeah, it makes the animal nervous too, they can
No.
tell.
He's never really hung out like that
No,
for
he's
so
like
long.
really stretched out.
I know, that's the reason I was like, this is amazing.
Like he's relaxed. This is what you see the sloth typically doing, not so tense. Are you stretching all your muscles? Is this yoga? Huh, Flash, we're gonna do some yoga.
I got all my breakfast.
I'm sure there's a reasoning behind it. We'll have to look into that. If anybody's studied. The thing is, there's not a whole lot of research on sloths. By research, the typical age limit or lifespan would be 20 years. The oldest recorded was over 40 years.
Wow. Is this in the wild or in captivity?
Captivity is what I heard on the 20,
Okay.
but that was just research. It's not
Yeah.
like actual science. I don't know. We would hope to be able to add to that
Yeah.
statistic as far as long life when it comes to Flash here and Zoe.
You said she's only like 8 months old.
She's actually a year. December. Yeah, she was born in December.
Wow.
So she's almost a year. Towards the end of December, she'll be a year. We got her when she was 4 months old.
Oh my gosh, she must have been so little.
Oh, she was little. She was little. She's still pretty little. I don't remember, and I'm sure he was, but I don't remember Flash being so small when we got him. But of course, he was 3 years old when we got him. He is obviously a lot heavier now than he was when we got him. But he's pretty much full grown. He'll get a little heavier from his eating and with age.
Your nose.
That doesn't look pleasant, does it?
No.
It's very painful.
They can also, like little Zoe when she was a baby, if food gets stuck, they can use their nails and we'll
Get it
pry
out.
that out. If they eat something that's too gummy or stuck to their roof of their mouth.
Does she eat the same kind of diet he does, or
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're introducing spinach, so she does like spinach. She does get sweet potato in her mix. She eats brown rice, cooked brown rice with sweet potato and protein dog food. With that we soften and mix it all up.
They don't really make a sloth.
No,
A
they
sloth
don't really,
kibble.
no, they don't. So as she's getting older, we'll introduce the fresh foods to her. And that way she can transition to that. But she does like her spinach when she wants, but now she can put some rice away. Flash, when he came to us, we just went straight to the fresh vegetables and stuff like that. Learning what they can have and can't have. To keep them all balanced out there. And he seems to be doing well. Yeah. It's a lot of work though. It takes a lot of work making sure that he's comfortable and he has what he needs.
Oh, I'm sure.
Who do you see over there, huh? Is that your buddy? Oh, he left.
Yeah.
Your buddy's
I don't even remember the door opening.
Yeah. Are your kids jealous? Is your husband jealous?
I
that you
think
got to do
a
it?
little bit.
A little.
This was one of the things that just like I really want to be able to do.
That's
this,
cool.
So.
Well, we're glad you did it, and if you don't mind, leave us a Google review.
Oh,
if you don't mind.
absolutely, absolutely. I got to see the sloth and I got to hold an armadillo.
I know.
Two of my favorite animals.
I would have never in a
So,
million years thought that I'd even encounter an armadillo, really. But he's really cool. The first time I had seen him back in March, I was like, we really need one of those.
Right.
Because it's unique.
Mhm.
Something different that most people.
Are they hard to take care of? Like, are they? Cousin
No.
Mary's not like super.
It's not at all. As long as they have somewhere they can hide. So he has a pile of shavings, and he'll create his own. He'll pile them up himself. And then we give him soaked cat food that we soak. That way it's soft. And then we give him hard too. And then every now and then we can introduce, like I accidentally dropped some banana yesterday and he nibbled on it. They like to dig in the dirt, so that's why we gave him his dirt box in
Is
there.
it 3-banded?
Yes,
The ones that are around here are 9-banded.
yes.
Okay. Where are the 3-banded like native to?
Is it Brazil?
Correct.
Yeah, Brazil. All right, Flash, can you say goodbye? And we're gonna do some rotating out here, and you guys, so it's just a camel, but now, doing a camel ride, we can also, any pictures or whatever can be done as well.
Okay.
But you can come down and
So
see
we can
your
hang
son.
out while they're doing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can see your son.
No, there's not a lot of room in here for them. But yeah. Just think.
Yes. We'll be back, Flash, I promise.
Good morning, everybody. If you're just joining us, we're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Flash. He's a two-toed sloth. We are open to the public. Flash is about 5 years old. We also have baby Zoe. Baby Zoe is a 1-year-old two-toed sloth. This is not Flash's main enclosure. His main area is right here. And that's a 2-story area that goes all the way up to the camel condo. So if you've ever wanted a sloth for a roommate, you can do that here. We also have camels, kangaroos, zebras, all that good stuff. Flash usually eats vegetables, so think sweet potatoes, zucchini, squash, lots of yummy things like that. Occasionally he gets fruit, We try not to feed him too much fruit because his stomach works off a bacterial process, not enzymes or leptids, peptids, any of that. So we have to monitor the bacteria inside his stomach. As we all know, sugar promotes bacterial growth. So if he had too much sugar, his poop would get kind of runny. Sloths only use the bathroom about once every 7 to 10 days. So they come down out of the tree and kind of does a little potty dance. We managed to get that on video a little while ago. Hey, no, he's not considered old for sloths. Sloths in the wild can live to like 20 or 30 years old. The oldest sloth on record is in Germany. I think he's close to 50 years old. Yep, doesn't use the bathroom for at least a week. And then when they do use the restroom, they lose about 30% of their body weight. So imagine if you weighed, let's say 200 pounds, losing 60 pounds. Somebody asked, why do we have a sloth? Well, we're licensed by the USDA with the same license that a zoo gets. So that's why we have a sloth. But we also have 125 other animals, including kangaroos, llamas, alpacas, camels, zebra. We have a whole bunch of stuff here. So not just the sloth. His muscles and joints, do they hurt from holding that way? Nope, they're kind of the opposite of us. So his relaxed position is kind of clenched up. Once he kind of gets into a ball, if they were to die for some reason, like up in the treetops, they actually stay in that position until they basically get knocked out of the tree. Guys, I thought we had another encounter at 10:30, so I'm gonna check on that and see if everybody's coming or how's it going. Feel free to write a bunch of questions in there and we will try to answer. We are open to the public, so if you want to come feed Flash or hold baby Zoe, you can do that. Hey Josh, yeah, as long as there's not another encounter, we'll walk around, but I'm gonna go check and make sure that we don't have another one. I thought we had something at 10:30, so that's what I'm gonna check on. I'll be right back, guys. Hey everybody, we do have another encounter. We're just trying to make sure everybody's here. Flash here is into some sloth yoga this morning. He is posing it up. And then when he's done, he'll crawl inside his main enclosure, which is behind that door. And that's 2 stories that goes all the way up. It's really awesome. That is called the camel condo. So if you've ever wanted to have a sloth for a roommate, you can do that here.
Alright, they're gonna come in just a minute. I have 2 groups doing together.
I'm actually gonna use the restroom for you. So. Those are both on, so feel free to.
Yeah, hey Flash, are you ready? You're doing good. Hey guys, so this is Flash if you're just joining with us. We're doing a couple encounters this morning. We are at Ocoee Riverside Farm. Come join us, come see Flash, come stay with us. Our motto here is stay here, play here. We like to give opportunities and experiences to everybody, to lodging and non-lodging. So feel free to come out and see us. Look us up on our website. All right, let me go let them know that there's going to be 2 more joining them. Oh, there you guys are. How's that?
Hey guys, we're getting ready to do another experience with Flash. So we're gonna feed him. It's gonna be really awesome. So I won't be able to respond to as many questions verbally. I'll try to type whatever answer that I can. If you have any questions, you can always go to our website, OcoeeRiversideFarm.com. And we also have tons of videos on our YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. You know, all that stuff. Is he always mellow? Yes, he does not get in a hurry. I feel like if a lot of people took a driving course from a sloth, they wouldn't have road rage. So maybe that's something that we should start here. Driving courses by Flash, how not to get angry. Hey Katie, if you want to contribute to the farm, we definitely welcome people to come here and stay. You can also do gifts and stuff like that on TikTok. Here we go, guys.
Alright, so we're going to scooch on in here. You're curious, aren't you, Anderson? Yeah, so this is Flash. Flash is 5 years old. Look at there. He's about the size of you. So Flash is a 2-toed sloth. You can see that by his front 2 toes. He's trying to get as far to the edge as he can to reach out for food. And so in the mornings, we give him fresh vegetables. He eats green beans, squash, zucchini, and sweet potatoes typically in the mornings. We do offer bananas, apples we give in the evenings for his, I say he's drinking fluoride. Yeah. So when you go to pet Flash, you're more than welcome to pet him. Just it's a gentle, here, I'll give you a bite. There you go. It's a gentle rub along his back. Try not to hold his hands. That's a very sensitive spot, but sometimes he may try to reach your hand thinking you're going to give him food. Be patient, buddy. So when you feed him, you just start it and he does the rest of the work for you. But you can pet him like this. It's just gentle touches. Remember, we don't want to touch him in the nose or in the face because that's not fun. You know, we never like when Grandma walks up and goes, to our noses, do we? Yeah, so we can share. We're going to give him all this food. He'll eat every bit of it. And yeah, we can do any pictures or anything. There you go. So as he's he's eating. You see those 4 big sharp teeth right there? So those are what he eats with, and his teeth rub against each other every time he opens and closes his mouth to sharpen his teeth so that they stay nice and sharp like that. Yeah, zucchini. Not our typical breakfast, huh? Something that he does eat for breakfast that he likes is boiled eggs. So it's interesting that a sloth likes boiled eggs, but he does.
Fishing line.
Yeah, we do have some fish. So as you can see, he's hanging like that, and he can stay like that. He is 3 times stronger than the average male. Hey buddy, they're coming after us. Yeah, so he can actually hang with just 1 foot. See how he didn't move? One leg never moved. He's always gonna hang on, for security. Yes, and his hair is a little bit more coarse than Zoe's. Zoe's still kind of soft and fuzzy.
I thought I can do it right now.
You might be able to. You might be able to stretch on down there.
I like right with his claws.
Right, we don't want to startle him. And so you can see his nails, and they go all the way into his bone right there. That's why he has the strength. He can hang on the little ledge of that door.
Look,
I see that. That's yellow squash.
there it is.
You gonna put it in his hand? You might be able to. You may have to start it in his mouth, and then he'll take over. There you go. I'll take that one.
Don't give that one.
Oh, look at you. That was sweet of you, sweetie. But we have more. That was sweet, but we have more. So start it off in his mouth, and then he'll take over. There you go.
Okay.
Good job. So as you can see, his pupils in his eyes are teeny tiny because they don't see well at all. They're missing the C cell in their eyes. See how we can see from this distance?
Yeah.
He can't until you're right up here in his face. When something gets that close to him, it's too far gone. He doesn't have time to react. There you go. Green beans are his absolute favorite, we discovered. So instead, he uses his sense of smell and his hearing. So they're always on guard. They're on high alert as far as noise goes. So that's why he's super sensitive to the sound. If anything scares or startles them, obviously their first reaction is to go as high up as they can get away.
Watch it go in his mouth.
So in his enclosure, he has the ability to go all the way up to the top of the barn.
Okay.
So his enclosure actually goes up to the camel condo above us.
Yeah, that's correct.
That was it. Yeah, you're up there. So did you see him last night?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
night times when he's active.
I saw him sleep in his barn hammock.
Yes, he does like to sleep in the hammock. That's his favorite place to be. So they sleep 85% of the day. His metabolism is so slow that it takes 30 days to digest 1 leaf of spinach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he has to stay warm in order for his metabolism to work. If his if he ever gets too cold, which we would hope wouldn't happen here, then his metabolism shuts down. And as slow as it is and as little as it works, if that shuts down, then that's what could kill a sloth. He has the ability to hang like that, and nothing is moving. His organs don't move no matter which direction he goes because he's equipped with these sticky pads that keep his lungs still and all of his organs. And he has 21 sets of ribs.
Oh my goodness.
He's got 42 ribs going on in there.
Wow. Okay, we'll let these others eat some. Let them have a turn.
I want you to have a fishy.
And he has extra vertebrae in his neck to give him the ability to spin and twist to change direction completely with his body. She is so cute. He is super clean in the wild. They're not typically this pretty. We don't bathe them, I don't groom them. He's not very tolerant of that. But in the wild, their hair is actually designed so the ecosystems can live on them because they don't move. Oh my gosh. And they stay still for so long.
It's so cute.
So he'll get algae. They're typically green in the wild. He'll get algae and some moths and other bugs that like to live on them. And they hang out in the tops of the trees. Now, it has happened occasionally that they can fall. So they can fall up to 100 foot and be perfectly fine. But then they gotta work their way back up again to rehome themselves. They are very routine animals. because they can't see well, they don't like change, they don't like to be on the bottom floor, because then they got all the obstacles. And that's where most of the predators are. But if they did get down, they can crawl across the ground just fine, but they are better swimmers than they are crawlers. They can hold their breath for a really long time underwater, and then they'll swim. They don't like a leisurely swim. They're not like a bear, gonna hang out and play in the water. But if they had to get in water, they could. All four limbs move when they swim, so they're faster that way. They strategically find what they call their restroom, which is on the floor, obviously, but they're known as latrine animals, which means they go to the same tree, same spot every time. They use the bathroom, but because they are so slow moving and the need of digesting, they only use the bathroom 7 to 10 days. So within Zoe, it's easier to keep track of that. We can watch her go from normal and then she just slowly blows up. Like we can watch her little belly blow up on us. And then after she uses the restroom, it's about a 3-pound difference. Wow. You want some more? Would you like some more? He's just a swinging up there. Good job.
Oh, let him do that right up.
We do give him fruits, typically in the evenings, apples for sure because of the fiber and the moisture. They're not big water drinkers. They can drink water, but they're not going to go out and then like go to the watering hole with all the other animals. They get all of their nutrients and moisture from their fruits and vegetables. Would you like to eat zucchini for breakfast?
Yeah.
Really?
You probably would.
Well, good for you, sweet boy. That's awesome.
And he's 5.
Yeah, we acquired him when he was 3, so he wasn't used to being handled. So that's why we taught him to at least be fed, and we can pet and touch on him, but we respect his needs. So we wouldn't dare try to get him as far as hugging him or holding him to move him because he automatically goes into defense because it's just not familiar with him. As opposed to little Zoe, we started out as
Oh my gosh.
baby.
She's so
you know,
cupcake.
yeah. So she's gonna hug you for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
And it's just not worth, now, if he was younger and we started that, then it would be different, but he was older when we got him. But he does enjoy it, he is
Where
hungry,
did
yes.
he come from?
We had gotten him actually up in Middle Tennessee, towards Middle Tennessee in Cookeville. We went to a farm sale to get the petting farm animals, some sheep, goat, stuff like that. And at the end of that farm sale, they have exotic animal sales that we weren't aware of. And so there was anybody from all over the United States can bring their animals licensed to be able to sell animals. And of course you have to make sure your state is licensed, you're able to have those animals. And so there was a guy that sells sloths, and that's where we got Flash from.
Pretty sure Georgia doesn't let you have them.
Georgia doesn't have a lot of, like that, you can't have a hedgehog.
Anything.
Georgia's really strict about those. But they even have, like they were selling raccoons at this sale, and TWRA is there to sign off on anybody that needs a license for state transfers. Because if you bought it here, in order for me to take a sloth to Florida, you gotta have permission. You can't just pop them in your car and go anywhere you want to.
Sit him as a passenger.
Yeah.
Seatbelt on.
Yeah, so. Yeah, so Zoe we had gotten in Florida, but Flash here we got just down the road. And it's really interesting at those sales because they sell just about anything. That's where one of our most recent, the zebra came from.
That was the volleyball.
That's awesome.
Flash is curious. He's very curious. He is pretty, yeah, you should come see our fish, buddy. This is full grown. He'll get a little heavier, a little more round, I'm sure, as he eats.
You got my phone?
See, I like phones. say if you're holding phones, that means you can hold food.
Right, your bowl is
There's some
empty.
fishes on your lap, raw.
Yep, I'm swimming around.
Yeah, you're getting 3 different feedings today, big guy.
There it is.
Research shows that they could live about 20 years is your average. There's not a whole lot of research
There
on
it is.
sloths, but the oldest sloth
There's another
reported
catfish.
lived a little over
There's
40
two
years.
gas stations. There's another one.
A whole bunch in there, huh?
Here comes
So those fish used to be up in the condo.
Oh,
And we had
Look,
to
that was
transfer,
right
yeah.
under that
Yeah, yeah.
rock over
We had
there.
to swap out. So now you get to feed our reptiles up there. Are y'all doing okay with that? Like, did y'all get the message to feed our reptiles up there?
no,
We will definitely get you into that info.
if we did,
That'd be
I
great
overlooked.
fun.
We just got here last night, but they were dying to feed it, and I told them no.
I'll give y'all some
That'd be
instructions
good.
as soon as we're done here.
I saw it in the refrigerator, but
What, you were thinking we were prepping you some.
Catfish is
I
high.
was like, well, I guess
You
I'll
can
just leave it
saute
in
that
here.
up if you like.
What's up, man?
That fish is high.
Yeah, I'll give
It
you some
is.
instructions on that. Then
Cool.
if y'all have great
Oh,
fun there,
okay.
guys. Yes,
Oh, Be
definitely.
careful, baby, don't hit it. What kind of lizard is he?
He's an iguana. He's a baby iguana.
Oh, so he's a bad, because at first I was like, is that a yellow beard?
Yeah, no, he's an iguana. He's a baby.
Okay.
His name's Whoopsie. Right? Whoopsie?
I think so.
I wanted to say Oopsie,
Something.
but it's Whoopsie.
That's so cool.
He is a pretty cool guy. It is really neat how they can maneuver, how they function. But we do try to do the most that we can, like we have a misting system in his enclosure, that way we keep the humidity right for him. It's always really warm in there. In the summertime, we have access to where we can open the outside door and he can go in and out as often as he'd like. But when it's below 75, we don't like to let him out there. And he enjoys hanging out there when it's nice and sunny, but if he hears too much traffic and stuff, then he can come back in where he feels safe. We've painted some stuff on his walls and up on the ceiling to make him feel like he's actually like out into his natural habitat.
Oh, he's fast.
Yeah.
They are much faster than you expect,
I
yes.
really didn't think he moved that fast.
And he eats twice a day. We will feed him typically about 10 o'clock every morning. He comes out to eat regardless if we have encounters or not, just so that we keep him in the routine of coming out. And then in the evenings, sometimes he'll come out throughout the day if he's really hungry and he'll put his nose across that door there. We're always Windexing to let us know he's hungry. And if we're in here, we'll give him a treat in between. But then we feed again at 5:30. And then if he comes out, fine. If not, we just set his bowl in there and he'll come down and always eats his apples first. And his monkey biscuits, which are just fiber biscuits. And then he'll go hang out and sleep for a little while. You're not going back in yet, buddy. He's
like,
"I'm
okay,
ready."
Sorry to these
He's
people.
like, I'm ready to sleep. And then he'll come back down throughout the night and eat his spinach. He only eats his spinach at nighttime. He's that picky.
Does he ever show like frustration, like he wants to go back in right now?
I've never, like, he wants to go in, but he's not gonna do anything. He'll finally be like, this ain't opening, so we'll just go on over and hang out in the corner. But that is him trying to see if he can get back in there. Which typically by 11 o'clock, he's back into his home.
Okay.
So he'll just find another spot to go. Yeah, he does have one more, just because we had some VIPs to be able to rotate around. So he'll do one more and then he'll get to go hang out and they sleep 85% of the day, so that's what he's waiting on.
Yeah, he can't wait.
Yeah,
Full belly.
he's ready to sleep.
Can't blame him for that.
And then he'll make, if he makes his way, but if not, we put him in there. But y'all will notice, sometimes like he was trying to hang on that ledge, he'll hang on the ledge of that big picture window. He's really curious up there. Because I would clean the window and I'm like, how is this possible on the other side of the glass to be dirty? Because the branch ain't even close to it. And so what he does is he hangs on that little big ledge up there. And it's like a little starfish up there.
Aw.
He's curious about his guest. Aren't you, buddy? Say, I'm social at nighttime.
How often do you do the lies?
Daily, pretty much daily. Just a new life.
Thinking I gotta find that.
And a lot of times we'll rebroadcast them, and then we're starting a subscription also, so that way anybody that's part of that will do like interactive for you guys. Because a lot of times when we're filming this, I can't respond to the 500 questions.
Yeah, I'm sure you get a time, yeah.
And we have a camera in Flash's area, the kangaroos, the llamas, and then one that spins outside, so it alternates through all those.
Okay. Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, and with the subscription one, like he said, you actually get, he can answer questions, we can talk about it, we don't like to spend our time answering all these guys that are watching. We appreciate they're watching, but, we're trying to teach you guys. So, it's really cool. Yeah, it's something new we've done. It's worked really well. But in regards to that, we do like to get our Google reviews. So, reach out, tell you people, tell everybody you know we like it. Send them our way. We show them all kinds of experiences.
Can we take our picture beside him? Or will that bother
Absolutely.
him?
No, it won't bother them at all. I'll even get a green bean to get them to come down closer.
How did you guys find out about us, by the way?
I just looked up Sloth Encounters, because
Yeah.
I love sloths,
Uh-huh.
and you were the closest.
Cool.
We're gonna get our picture beside of him.
I'm always looking, because I love these guys.
Me too.
You too.
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay, look at her, she's gonna take a picture.
All right.
We should do ours like that.
Yeah,
Ready? Hey, your arms in a way, Flash. Your arms in a way, Flash.
Don't touch me. You might think you're a green bean.
I am.
Awesome. I took a couple of them.
Can we do ours?
Here you go. You can give them a green bean. Yeah, absolutely.
Can we go on either side or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can go on either side of them. He'll stay down. He'll be curious. That's just funny. Awesome. Oh, you gonna give kisses, buddy? You gonna give some kisses? Oh, you gonna give kisses? Is that interesting? Is that really cool?
That's awesome.
Yeah, now you can go back and brag about getting to see a live sloth.
You got to pet him and see
Yeah,
him. That
very
is
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, we do, with a lot of our experiences around here, we take a lot of pride in the fact that you get to actually encounter. We try to make sure that all of our animals are people friendly, with enough respect for the animal and for the people.
Yeah.
That way it's an up-close encounter. It's a really cool experience. That's why our motto, we like people to vacation, but you can stay here and play here. Not everybody likes to come and then have to travel. I know I don't like to. If I get somewhere, I don't want to have to go out.
Oh, yeah.
Whether I need something or not, just especially like camping. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
moving the house, but so it's kind of nice that we have all these different experiences that you guys can enjoy, as well as non-lodging. Your nose is running, big guy.
I was gonna say, he's got a cold.
I see it. I see your nose running. It's just from chewing all that food upside down. Yeah. Is that right? Yeah. You're doing good. You're such a good boy. Yeah, you're doing really good.
I want to see the reptile.
I'm gonna see the reptile. I'm gonna give you some
He's trying to feed
instructions
the
on that.
reptiles.
You can go up there and feed those reptiles.
They'll be ready for breakfast.
Oh, look, there's baby reptile catfish in there.
Catfish in there.
Here.
Good job.
Hey, listen, I'm enjoying seeing Flash for a minute.
Just come look at
You don't touch us.
Did you see all the fish that you have up in the condo, bud?
Oh, yeah.
Literally.
They are thrilled with that hallway.
I love that. Yeah, he's pretty curious. He loves it.
Gotta move it so we don't knock his phone.
Here you go.
Look at that yellow one.
Oh,
I never fed baby fish.
cool.
Have you fed
He's
baby
like,
fish?
you guys are useless, you're not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
The
like,
food
I'm just
stopped,
over
I'm
here.
done.
I know I'm cute.
These.
You're a good boy.
Can I look in there?
Absolutely, you can scope it out.
I laugh when he jumps on
Yeah.
the jump. Watch out, he's coming down.
You're good.
Hi.
Oh my God, see it again.
Oh.
He's like, are you a squash?
Yeah. That's a cool passage.
Yeah, we went out and tried to make sure we had enough trees, enough branches, enough things with wires in them, because they want to lay just like he is. So this part of his back stays in the wire of the tree.
Does it? Okay.
And he's always hanging on with at least one limb. He can ball up to where his head is between his legs and just lay there the whole time. But he's gonna hang on with at least one hand. Even in his hammock, he likes to hang on. Are you relaxing, buddy?
How long did a sloth live for?
It can vary. 20 years typically, but the max that is recorded is about 43, a little 40 years.
It's because they're so chill.
It is. They're
No
most
stress,
vulnerable when
no
they're down.
anxiety.
So in the wild, it's hard to research them. They are very isolated animals. They don't need a community around them. They don't care if there's a community, but they don't need it. The only time they're ever encountering another sloth would be for mating reasons, and that's it. And then, of course, Mama has baby for a little while, but Mom even gives birth upside down.
Oh my
So she's hanging, the baby's born, and then the baby's only nursed for max about 2 weeks, and then they're on foliage. They eat leaves and greens and fruits. Hibiscus is their favorite, like a treat, so they really enjoy that, but they'll eat other stuff too, different flowers and leaves and stuff in the treetops. You dear my buddy. So they're really cautious animals. It's a good thing they don't move a whole lot because it's just very dangerous for them, metabolism wise, and then predator wise. You know, when they come down to use the bathroom is typically when sloths
She's got
are
to
in danger.
how we feel. What we do.
Is it hard to stay in one spot for so long?
Yeah.
You're doing a good job.
I'm back next.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is so ready to be asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm ready to
How
sleep.
sensitive
Okay.
people's are.
Yeah, their most sensitive spot on them is the palms of his hands, so they really don't like their hands messed with. And then his hearing, he has little bitty ears, but they work wonders. He is super, super good at hearing and smelling. I know, I'll put your hair back. I'll put your hair back. Yeah, because their vision is so poor. You're a good guy.
So many people never see a sloth.
And they didn't have to travel too far. Although it'd still be kind of cool to go to the wild and
Right.
see one up in the treetops.
I teach preschool, and one of my preschoolers went to South Carolina with his mom's family, and he just saw one just wandering.
Oh,
Must have been
wow.
going potty because it was out of the trees.
Yeah?
And, yeah, he took a picture for me. So
That's cool. That's really cool. If they're really comfortable with their surroundings, if it's like a reserve or something like that, you'll see them more active and actually like on the ground moving. Because I mean, there are pictures where they're crossing the roads, you know, kind of thing.
True.
But they don't, other than cars, they don't really have to worry about a whole lot when they feel comfortable like that.
Yeah, that was very cool. That was huge.
Oh, that would be really neat. But yeah, they try their best to not exert near any energy. They don't want to have to. So it wears them out. But he is much faster, climbing up the tree and stuff, and then he'll find his spot. Yeah, you see your door, don't you, buddy? If you could just only open it, right?
Let's see if I can figure this out.
And he's pretty good about in the mornings coming out. We'll open the door and just let him come out on his own. He moves so quietly that you don't hear him. And there's a reason for that. You know, if we don't hear him, then obviously other animals wouldn't hear him either. So he's super, super quiet and stealth. Sometimes he sneaks up on us, we're not aware of it, if his door's open. But then there's other times he doesn't want to cooperate, and we have to coax him out with a green bean. Yeah, we did this morning, didn't we? He kept bouncing between the low limb, and he'd go up, and then he'd come back down, then he'd go back out, and we're like, nope, come out the door. So he did. How you doing, buddy? Well, you did a good job in here, bud. Can you tell Flash bye? Yes. We will go give you some
Tell
teachings on the
Flash
reptiles.
Bye, Flash. We'll see you later.
Yeah, you will,
Yeah.
for sure.
But last night, I'm like, where is his head?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. He balls up in such a, yeah, he likes to ball up, that's for sure. I think, to me, he's like an accordion, because he's got so many vertebrae in his rib cage, that he just folds up.
They must be super tight. I mean,
They
he's
are
not
very
that
tight. He's not long enough
you
for
know?
us to think about ours having 21 sets of ribs, obviously. They are super close. super, super close. And then he has the extra vertebrae where he can do 270-degree head turn. And so like his feet are that direction, and he can stretch down and completely spin just this half of his body around. And never move his feet. And he's gotten lighter and lighter in color as he's gotten older. It'll be interesting to see if it starts to turn a little bit gray.
Yeah.
Right now, he looks like he's had a balayage blonde highlight done.
That's
you
right.
know?
Get a lot of money.
I am a cosmetologist. I could jokingly say I gave Flash his highlights. Do some animal cosmetology in here. I do most of the animals' nails, so yeah, we don't do his.
I was about to say, do those have to be clipped?
They do not. If they're little bitty like Zoe, they can be really pointy, so we can file them with an emery board. He's not tolerate that, but just moving around on the limbs keep them filed down. Yeah. Just like with his teeth, we never have to do anything with his teeth because they just naturally will sharpen themselves. He doesn't have plaque or tartar buildup on them. That's just stained from time. But his teeth stay super sharp because they just rub up against each other every time he chews. Yeah, I gotta give you your instructions, buddy. Are you ready to go on out? You're more than welcome to step on out, and then I'll be right out there with you guys. So you guys were up in Blue Ridge. Was that just a little mini vacay or just traveling through?
Have a cabin there, so
Oh, that's
it's
cool.
almost every weekend there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. I have some friends I'm dog sitting for that went up to Blue Ridge
Okay. Yeah,
just
it's
for the
pretty, but
weekend.
not as pretty as once you hit Tennessee.
Oh yeah, I would agree. The river road coming down 64 is beautiful.
Really nice, yeah,
It was
nice.
gorgeous.
Only an hour. Decent.
Yes, and it's a really cool drive. Well, we have a lot of truckers. Yeah, it's a little windy.
With those big old trucks, but
Yeah, the truckers are having to do that now with that North Carolina incident, but hopefully that'll detour.
is that why?
The road is 40 was washed out, and so they have to come 64 and then go up 75 to get it.
Okay.
They're not happy with that.
They are not happy with it. Highway 30 tends to get taken, and it's windier. It reaches from one river to the next. It cuts across that mountain, and the trucks can't hit them curves, but they try. And then that's why there's that cop car just sitting right there on the side of the road.
Yeah.
That's to try to get trucks to quit going that way,
Okay.
because it's harder that route than it is the 64.
Okay.
So yeah. But once they're able to get North Carolina straighten out a little bit more and get that 40 fixed up and stuff, we won't have as much
How bad that was.
traffic.
Yeah.
Now summertime, that road's just busy with
That's what.
kayakers, rafters, you name it.
Yeah, I
River and
heard
lake.
about that.
Yes. It's very busy. It's really a beautiful spot though to be between two rivers. The
Yeah.
Hiwassee and the Ocoee are both great. The Hiwassee don't have the rapids like the Ocoee does,
Yeah.
but they're both really cool. But yeah, I like to just take drives. Have y'all ever been up on Chilhowie Mountain? So on your way back, it's called Chilhowie Recreation Center. It'll be to your left.
Okay.
And you can go up, there's all kinds of lookouts that look over the lake and stuff, and then there's a gazebo at the top of it.
Okay.
That it's really cool up there if y'all wanna go up there and then come back down and just take a left back out and go on up back towards the Blue Ridge if that's where you're heading.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. The lookout, the overlooks are really, really cool.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks for letting us come see
Oh,
those.
absolutely, we're glad you guys did come see us.
That was incredible.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed her. She is a sweet thing.
She really is. He is too.
He
Yeah.
is. Flash is a good guy.
Yeah, he's cool.
Flash has
Just
been
chill.
here. He's really
He's
neat.
just not cuddler.
Yeah. Hey, and we're all like that. There are some people that are okay with hugs and others aren't.
No, I could have held her all day long.
Yeah.
And you can. She would have hung on.
Yeah.
You could do your housework, what have you. She would have just hung on.
So sweet.
She loves to be held.
I know.
He's just blocking us out completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Good job,
Do
buddy.
you have?
Oh,
Well,
well,
thanks
you.
again.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank
Very
you.
welcome.
You see Miss Minnie, our chinchilla down there? Yes, I did.
All right. So that was the experiences. Can't remember if we have one more or not, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. We are located in Benton, Tennessee. We're a 30-acre farm. We are licensed by the USDA. That's the reason that we have a sloth. We have over 125 animals, including sloths, kangaroos, llamas, camels. So Flash we don't hold. He's never been held. But we do hold baby Zoe, so if you've ever wanted to hold a sloth, we have baby Zoe. She's 1 year old, and they're all very, very sweet, aren't you, Flash? Flash is very sweet. Flash is a two-toed sloth. You can see that from his front digits right there. There's 2. On the back, there is 3. That's the same for 2 or 3-toed sloths. Flash only comes down to use the bathroom every 7 to 10 days. Out in the wild, that probably is really going to be about 10 days. But here, he doesn't really have any dangers that he's worried about. So he kind of comes down and does a little potty dance and uses the restroom. And the reason they do that out in the wild is to get the sloth moth up onto them and up onto their fur. And then when they're grooming themselves, they get the bacteria from the sloth moth and everything else that's living in their fur. And then when they digest that, that helps with their digestion process. So he's a pretty cool animal. Alright guys, I'll be right back to see if we're doing one more. If we're not, then we'll kind of walk around the farm a little bit and I'll show you guys a bunch more animals. A two-toed sloth, Mr. Mayhem. Hey guys, we do have another encounter, but it might be a couple minutes. So I'm gonna swing around and show you guys some more stuff. That's Flash. Hey Flash. Let's see if I can go outside and get frozen.
Yeah, I would, yeah, for sure. Maybe she can Google it back.
Yeah.
So this is Flash. This is full size. Y'all got to see baby. Now you get to see full size. Oh, get some of his food out. He's been eating all morning, but he'll still eat some more. That's what he's excited about. So where are you guys from? Wow, how'd y'all like get here? Were you vacationing or did you just come for us?
So I came for you guys. I found this online and then I told him he loves sloth. And so I was like looking around online and I just started making phone calls and I called here and talked to John. This was the first person. And he told me about it and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, that's
So
fantastic.
I just like by
Yeah.
chance found it.
Nice, and you were able to book us. That's awesome.
Yeah, I did it so fast. I was like, you need to give me dates now. Because it booked
I
up so
see
fast.
Flash. Yes, it does stay pretty booked, especially our
Yeah.
accommodations towards the weekend for sure. I see it. You've been eating all morning. They're going to feed you, I promise. So if you want to pet Flash, he's way different than Zoe. It's just gentle touches up his back. He doesn't like his nose messed with. He don't like his chin rubbed. The most sensitive spot on them are the palms of their hands, so they're not keen on that either. He just wants food. Yes, he's going to give you some food, I promise. To feed him, you just start it off, and then he takes over. Yeah, he does. And I'm not sure what all info Fallon had mentioned, so I may sound like a broken record or a repeat here.
Please.
Flash is 5 years old. We got him when he was 3, so that's why we don't hold him, because he wasn't used to that. We did not want to try to make him break his natural instinct at that age to be able to do that. But he is fine with being fed, is okay with being petted on his back. So this is full size. He'll get a little heavier, obviously, throughout time and age. There's not a lot of research on how old sloths actually live. Looking it up, some of the studies show 20 years is your average. But they do have record of one living over 40 years old. So we're hoping that we can get to that as well with Mr. Flash here and Zoe. Yeah. So he is equipped with 21 sets of ribs. So 42 total. Yeah, you can get in there, you can get some selfies with him. The most he's going to do is be curious, so he might touch his nose to your cheek. And they're equipped with these sticky pads, so that's why they can stay upside down all the time. They have sticky pads that hold their organs in place, keep their lungs from shifting or moving. And when he's upside down, it's right side up to us. So it's normal, even though he can't really define what we are. They're feeding you. Yeah, oh yeah. So we could even, like if we were on our head, we could still swallow.
Yeah.
It's just over time, our organs would shift and would fill up with fluid. So our body does not naturally know how to keep things flowing in that direction because we're not built that way. They live most of their lives upside down like this, hanging. They even sleep on their backs typically. And then we'll put their head between their legs, always hanging on with one limb. They feel the most secure if they're not hanging on to something that they get kind of scattered. He's reaching for you. So he eats a lot of his fresh vegetables. In the evenings will eat spinach, but not for breakfast, we've discovered. So you learn how the animals are. They're picky. So this morning he's eating some green beans, squash and zucchini, and some sweet potatoes. He does like fruit. We try not to give him too much fruit, just because of the sugar content and the carbohydrates and stuff like that. But he does get his moisture and nutrients from it, because he's not real big on drinking water out of a dish.
I'm assuming this is his.
This is his enclosure, yes. And then at the end, we'll open his door, and you guys will get to see him go back up. He was clawing or reaching for his door, trying to get in a minute ago.
What's the stuff in the bowl?
That is for our three-banded armadillo that lives in the bottom of that enclosure. It's a wet cat food. Not flashes. He wouldn't have anything to do with it, nor because it's on the ground, he wouldn't go down for it. So sloths love to stay up high. They don't want to stay down low. It's too dangerous for them the lower they are. So in the wild, that's why they pick a certain spot to use the restroom, and that's the only spot they'll use the restroom. And because of their metabolism rate is so slow, they only use the restroom every 7 to 10 days.
I'm assuming the whole using the same spot is because it's safe.
Safe, yes, definitely. These guys, because they can't see, so they use their sense of smell and their hearing. But by the time something got close enough for him to be like, huh, you're not good, it's too late. So yeah, they do not like to be down. They're not just free range animals that like, unless they're in like a reserve. They learn their habitat, obviously. He feels safe here. He doesn't feel threatened. That's why he'll come out in the kitchen around us. Nothing we've ever done. Now, if we make loud noises, or if we're doing any kind of construction and stuff, he doesn't like it. He'll go up top as high as he can get. He can feel the energy of like really overly excited people. But he has the ability to go outside, so we have an inside and outside enclosure. But if he's outside and there's like too much traffic going with that gravel and stuff, then he'll come on in.
You guys want to get on either side of them, and I'll get a picture of you.
Sure. You ate it all, buddy. Let's see if I can get a little green beans so he'll stay down low.
I think she's gonna give you a green bean and he'll.
He's doing good. He's gonna hang out because he sees it.
Oh, also trying to get both of y'all.
Sorry, he doesn't wear Dio.
There you go. Look at the camera. There we go. All right, I'll get a video too.
So he's super clean, obviously, you can tell. We don't groom him. We don't have to bathe him.
I was gonna ask, yeah.
So in the wild, they keep algae
That's what she was saying.
and ecosystems and stuff that grow on them. Here you go, buddy. Yeah, we want you to stretch down. They like looking at you, handsome. Yeah, they like looking at you. We do have a misting system in his enclosure so that it keeps moisture in there for him. But no, they're not typically water animals. Not fans of it.
Sorry, this is,
Mhm.
oh, sorry.
That door goes outside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're excellent swimmers. Excellent swimmers, but they just don't do it for pleasure. It's not a leisure thing. One, it takes way too much energy because all four limbs are gone at that point. But it is just to get across for safety measures if they're hunting for food or something.
How much does he weigh?
Last we weighed him, was it about 24?
No, he's like 15.
15. Oh, okay. I'm thinking, no, that was the kangaroo. So he's about 15. The kangaroos are up in their 20s now. In order to weigh him, we had to get him out on a branch. And then Tony had rigged up this thing, flashers, had rigged up this contraption that we can set his branch on the scale so that we can get a weigh on him. Yeah, he did, yeah.
All right. I
So
got
we just
500.
think, yeah, thank you so much. Always looking for food, aren't you, Bloody? That's the only time he's really active, is when he's ready to eat. So he'll come back down throughout the day if he's still hungry, not typically, because he's gonna go back to sleep. But he'll come out about 5:30. He'll come down to eat his dinner, and then make his way back to his hammock. Typically, it's his favorite spot. And then at nighttime, he's the most social,
Oh, are they nocturnal?
pretty much. It's just it's quieter.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to say they're not just nocturnal because they just move when they're hungry. They just move if they need to. They don't have to, whether it's daytime or nighttime. But obviously in their environment, nighttime's when everything sleeps. And because they can't see whether it's daytime or nighttime as far as distance wise, they just reach for the same pattern. So they're used to their treetops. Occasionally their tree limbs break. So they're able to fall. They can fall up to 100 feet and be okay.
Yeah, she did that. I cannot believe that. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, and they're really isolated animals. They don't need to have anybody else around. They don't need friends. They don't need to be social. Mating season is the only time that they interact with others.
Sounds amazing.
I understand you so much better after I've been here. I understand how
Some
you
people
think
are, there are
with these
animals,
facts.
and there are
I'm
people
like,
that are just fine with being by themselves.
I know somebody like that.
Sometimes people are exhausting though, so.
Yes, they can be. Yes, there are people that
Oh,
just,
yes.
whew, where are you at?
I feel that, yes.
I have a daughter.
He has a son.
If she's listening, love you.
Yeah.
And my two daughters are polar opposites. One's like me, really chill, just goes with it, doesn't have to know information. And then my other one is like OCD, anxious all the time, itinerary planner.
You put Alex on.
Yeah, he's like, I'm done with you. Moving on. Mine's 19 and 17.
How old is Noah?
4, almost 4.
That's his kid.
They've got a long ways to go. It's okay though. We love our kids anyway. So. So y'all have any other plans since you're this far into the area? There's lots, if you're into hiking or anything like that, there's lots of really cool hiking trails around here. You can go up on top of the mountain that you can kind of see from the cabin.
Where?
If you go 64, yeah, what is that?
Like 2 or 3 miles up and you're looking for Chilhowee
Yeah,
Mountain.
Chilhowee Recreation Center or
Mhm.
mountain. And there's all kinds of lookouts and gazebo and everything over there. It
Really?
overlooks the lake and the mountains.
I didn't know that.
So if you went to Walmart, go out about the same way instead
Which
of going.
Walmart? Because there's two.
But there is too,
Just
but
go
instead of
left.
going right, you go left. Yes, absolutely. You go
What is
left
it
like
called
you're going to
again?
North Carolina.
What's it called?
Chilhowee Recreation Park or center. I don't remember the last
Mhm.
campground even.
And if you put in Benton Falls, that's the
Yeah.
hike, and it's only like maybe 1.5, 2 miles in, and it's
It's a
ma-
fairly easy hike.
yeah,
Benton what?
Benton Falls.
Thank you. I'm gonna have to see this.
Yeah, but the way up, the river road's a beautiful drive.
I like.
So yeah, it's a really cool hike.
So I like the views. Yes.
And then on the way up, they have all kinds of pull-offs and overlooks. It's really pretty.
You go to Pikes Peak every other year for a reunion.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm really big into hiking too. I try to
Not
hike.
that, no, not that, I don't, no, we have a small mountain in Tulsa, that doesn't count, but like but it's fun to do that in other places.
Oh, yeah.
But he has 3 toes.
On the back. All sloths have 3 toes on the back, so it's the front toes. So you have a 2-toed or a 3-toed sloth, and it's from the front toes. And your 3-toed sloths have a little bit of a flatter face, and those circles around their eye that I call raccoon eyes, but they're more of a distinct circle around their eye. So Flash and Zoe are 2-toes. See, look at him move with just those back legs. He is 3 times stronger than the average male.
Has an amazing core.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's solid. Yeah, he is absolutely solid.
And what's in this one?
That is another Coatamundi. That's Coda. That he's like the 2 that y'all seen out there.
Zoe's new house.
Yes, yep. Better get that transitioned out. We've had quite a few things that we're not sure what new animals we will have with us, and so sometimes we have to rearrange and change out some enclosures. Are you enjoying that, Flash? You've been really good today.
That was great, this is great, they're both awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really neat. You just don't expect it. We're so
Not what
used to it. It's just an everyday thing to us. You know,
Not
we know we understand that people get really excited over seeing exotic animals, and we like that we have that opportunity for people to be able to see exotic animals without having to do travels and flying. But we do have people that fly. We had a couple just from Australia yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
They
They get
were-
miracles?
They were in.
They
They have kangaroos everywhere.
I'm like, what in the world?
But they came to see
I
the
saw
sloth.
them, went to
Yeah.
Australia and got to pet kangaroos.
I would love to go to Australia. That's always been my dream.
It has all of the deadliest animals in all.
And that's what's so cool.
Yeah, you get killed by anything there.
I just think it would be neat.
I was over there for a month. Some family was over there, so we did all the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh, so cool.
All of it. It's worth it. It's awesome.
Oh, I bet. My mom, when she was a nurse, and which there's 11 of us as kids, she had a lot of kids. But when I was young, she had the opportunity to be a traveling nurse and could have gone to Australia and work. And I thought, I didn't you, but it's okay. Just give them reason to travel.
Yeah, they still live there. They love it. They live outside of Sydney, Wollongong.
Oh, cool.
It's really good. Yeah.
That'll be
So
something on my bucket list.
It is amazing. You should take a Great Barrier Reef was insane. And I don't like water.
Oh,
But,
really?
Yeah. No, first I feel like getting eaten by a shark. So not a fan of it. But I did it, and it was, oh my gosh.
Oh,
And they
that's
had this
really cool.
bird island that you went to. I've been a bird island. So went, and like you were swarmed at the beach, and I was like, nope, swam right back. I'm not dying from a bird again.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool experience.
Well, that's cool. We like being up there because it was interesting because they were like, we went to New York and we went to Las Vegas and East Tennessee. And I'm like, well, this is really cool that we get at the top of your list there for travels.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is, you can do
And
it.
we are very thrilled that you guys chose us over anywhere else, that you could have found a sloth.
Well, it's cool that you guys did the baby cut, like,
Yeah.
that's much different.
The hands-on is completely a
Is what
different
I
experience, yeah.
Wanted.
And that's what we love here at the farm is everything we do is hands-on. So
Yes.
that you actually get to, I go to a zoo,
can
anytime I
see-
travel, I go to a zoo. But you don't get the assurance that you're actually going to get to see the animal. So we like that. We take a lot of pride in that. We like to offer experiences to people. He's done for. He's like absolutely done. So he comes down every morning for breakfast. Whether he does an encounter or not, we feed him. That way he stays on routine. And then usually by 11, he's ready to go. You've done really good, buddy.
Oh, so that's why the 10 and 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
That
But when we
makes
had so many
sense.
people, we're having to like flip-flop back and forth just so
I-
that everybody gets their encounter.
Yeah, I booked so fast because it called and he was like, you got a lot of
Yeah,
calls.
it goes quick. So he can have up to 4 people in here, but you know, with baby Zoe, it's only 2 at a time.
Yep. Oh. Yeah,
And Flash is a little bit more patient. Zoe's learning. She'll be fine. Which Zoe has some later encounters as well. So she gets a couple more than he does. His is always just mornings. Because we can't guarantee. Sometimes he'll come down when we do the 5:30 feedings, but not always. Even in the morning, sometimes we have to coax him out here with some food. He's usually pretty good about coming out, but not always. Yeah, you just gonna hang out? Are you ready to go back in, Flash? Hey, buddy. Hey, are you ready to go back in? Aw. And he'd be just fine laying there like that. He could hang all day, he'd be fine, but we like to give him his comfort. So we spoil our animals, so he has a hammock up top that he likes to hang in. And then any of the Ys in the trees, he'll hang out in them as well.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you
Nice
ready?
hammocks.
Oh, look at her. Maybe there's your spirit
These
animal.
are uncanny at this point.
I actually carry my hammock in the back of my car. Like, it's with me at all times.
I have
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, same here. When you
And
just
when
enjoy the
you're outside,
outdoors,
yeah,
yes.
it's
I
nice.
just love it. I am such an outdoor. I always have a change of clothes ready to hit the river anytime I can.
That river is very pretty too.
Oh yeah, come here, Flash. I don't want to take you out with the door. We're gonna watch you climb. Come here.
When he starts to go inside and she opens that door, guys, if you get it on video, it's really cool because he's moving and climbing like a sloth, you know?
Love it. Thank you. Sorry, me on my phone.
It'll take him a minute. He's
Yeah.
not gonna break any records.
No.
Sure.
For the most patient animal, maybe.
Yeah. Very good.
And it looks, if you actually go past him and get inside, he'll come
Yeah,
towards you, you know what I'm
go on.
saying? And so you'll get his face as he comes towards you.
Go on in there.
No way.
See how we've made his cool room here. As you can see, he won't make a move until